Imagine you are floating in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. The water is dark. The waves are 50 feet high. You are at a specific coordinate called Point Nemo, the oceanic pole of inaccessibility. This is the furthest point from land on the entire planet. You are truly alone. If you scream for help, the closest humans to you are not on Earth. They are the American astronauts aboard the International Space Station, orbiting 200 miles above your head. The nearest dry land is 1,600 miles away. You are in a desert of water. For decades, we thought this place was empty. We thought it was a graveyard. But in the summer of 1997, the U.S. government heard something waking up. The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, or NOAA, was listening to secret underwater microphones. These microphones were left over from the Cold War, designed to track Soviet nuclear submarines. They were deep, they were sensitive, and they picked up a sound that shouldn't exist. It wasn't a submarine, it wasn't an earthquake, and it certainly wasn't a whale. It was detected by sensors 3,000 miles apart. That is like hearing a shout in New York City while standing in Los Angeles. NOAA called it the Bloop. When they sped up the audio, it sounded like a massive icequake. But when they analyzed the frequency, it matched a biological profile. Living things make specific sounds. Machines are rhythmic. Ice is chaotic. The bloop was organic. Here is the problem. The loudest animal on Earth is the blue whale. A blue whale call can reach 180 decibels. This sound was louder. Much louder. For an animal to make a sound that powerful, it would need to be massive. Larger than a whale, larger than a dinosaur, larger than anything recorded in history. Some scientists said it must be a secret military submarine. But a submarine is made of metal. Metal echoes sharply. The bloop had the soft, shifting curve of a throat. Then the internet found a terrifying coincidence. In 1928, American horror writer H.P. Lovecraft wrote a story called The Call of Cthulhu. He described a sunken city called Orlia, where a massive monster sleeps. He gave the exact coordinates of this city in his book. 47 degrees south, 126 degrees west. That is less than 1,000 miles from where NOAA recorded the bloop. A writer in the 1920s guessed the location of the loudest underwater sound in history. 70 years before we had the technology to hear it. NOAA later claimed it was an icequake. A massive piece of Antarctica breaking off and scraping the ocean floor. But many scientists and acoustic experts disagree. Ice sounds sharp, it cracks and groans. The bloop sounded wet, it sounded alive. And even if it was ice, what about the sounds we hear in the Mariana Trench? Let's go deeper, 7 miles down. The pressure here is 8 tons per square inch. That is like an elephant standing on your thumb. We assumed life here was impossible. We assumed it was dead. But when James Cameron went down there in 2012, he saw something moving in the dirt. Not a fish, not a crab, but massive, ancient worms. This is a phenomenon called deep-sea gigantism. Down here, the freezing temperatures and high pressure change biology. Squids grow to the size of American school buses. Crabs grow legs that span 12 feet across. If a simple crab can grow that large in the dark, imagine what a predator at the top of the food chain looks like. We have explored less than 5% of our oceans. We have better maps of the surface of Mars than we do of our own Pacific floor. We are blind, and in the dark, being blind is dangerous. American submarine captains call the deep ocean the acoustic basement. They run silent more, hoping to stay hidden from enemy radar. But sonar operators often report biological transients, massive shapes moving on the radar faster than any torpedo. In 1968, the nuclear submarine USS Scorpion disappeared with 99 men. The official report says it imploded due to a malfunction. But the underwater microphones recorded a sound just before it died. Not an explosion, but a collision. Did they hit a mountain in the dark? Or did something hit them? We spend billions of dollars looking for aliens in the stars, but we ignore the monsters living in our own basement. The bloop has not been heard since the summer of 1997. Maybe the creature died, or maybe it just went back to sleep. And one day, it will wake up hungry. This is Echoes of the Void. Subscribe before the tide rises. We will be listening.